Hey y'all, it is me, Stop, Drop, and Roll On. And I wasn't gonna even put a video up this morning, but I was in there getting ready for work, minding my own business. And this came to me, so I'm gonna, before I get started, I'm just gonna put it out here, and that's that. Okay. Um I have done some really stupid things in my life, and one of the stupid things that I did, especially, and I've done this more than once, but I'm gonna tell y'all about one thing in particular, and it'll kind of bring it home to you. I do not like to be, I don't care for being brooded over. It makes me uncomfortable, and things like that. When I say brooded over, it's kind of like when I don't feel good, like, it's like a catch-22 because I need to know Pierre got my back, okay? So he'll do stuff, but Pierre is a dude, and he's a dude's dude. I mean, it ain't no estrogen floating around up in there at all. Okay, so I'm just saying, So anyway, his thing is, you don't feel good. What's going on with you? I need you to rise up and be healed in the name of Jesus. And he'll come in there and put that prayer claw on me, and after he do that, he wants you to spring up like a biscuit in the oven. And he ain't playing, and I'm just like, okay, and there's no but, like, can I linger in this? Because I know already before he come in there with the claw, and that's what I call it, the prayer claw, because Pierre will do, just know it, okay? And so, anyway, when I was in there getting ready this morning, I was just, this word kept coming up in my mind. Actually, it's two words, and it was called rebound. It's called rebound tenderness, and that's it is a symptom that is the result of a specific maneuver that is done when you being examined by the doctor. And I have experienced rebound tenderness, so this is from experience, okay? And when I say one of the stupid things I did, I'm pulling this all together, brooding over me. I need to know that you care about me, but I'm going to do what I got to do, because anytime I'm feeling less than 100, I'm doing what I need to do. I'm going to put the prayer on it. If it's something I'm supposed to be doing, I'm going to do that, and then we just going to take it and do what we need to do. So I knew that I had some symptoms. I knew what the symptoms were, and I had been feeling this way for like about a week. And as the week went on, I could feel the intensity of my symptoms kind of like, increasing. So when we got to, Pierre had came home, and he had another, business trip he needed to go and make. And I knew he was going to go out on Sunday. And I was just like, Jesus, if you just stay with me until Sunday, I'm going to go and get this taken care of. And I have a sense that I do know what this is. And I'm just asking you to keep me, because this thing could have gone terribly wrong, and I'm aware of it. I knew it then, and as I have aged, I am fully aware of the foolishness of my foolishness, because it was foolishness probably like to the 50th power. And then, when I get to be 100 years old, I'm gonna say it's foolishness to the 1,000th power or something, because the older you get, the more you see just how dumb and ignorant things that you did. But I went Saturday, was real laid back. I mean, I was just acting like, oh, let's just chill, And Pierre, I mean, he's out there for chilling. He liked to rip and run too, but he was like, okay, cool, because he knew he had to go back out. And so when that Sunday came, we got up, and I mean, it was a chore for me. And what I didn't tell y'all is, I had packed a bag, and it was in the closet. So when Sunday came, we went to church, and Pierre said the dreaded words after church: let's just go out and eat. And I was like, oh no, I can't eat, because I'm thinking I'm probably going to have a surgery, probably an emergency surgery. I don't need to eat. I need to be like, no food. And so, anyway, we went ahead on, and ate. And I sat there and strategically shuffled food around on my plate. I did a lot of stuff. And he he noticed it, but then he just kind of let it go. And he's like, "Oh, you ain't hungry?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." And I was hurting like a hyena right then. Well, a hungry hyena. And I just kind of was tripping, and we got back home, and I'm just like watching the clock, like, when is he going? It's almost time. I can make it. And no sooner than Pierre got out the door, I thought about that I forgot to bring my bag downstairs, so I had to climb the stairs. Yeah, and go up there and get my bag. And I went and got in the car and went and parked that car at that hospital and went in that emergency room, and I walked in there talking, okay? And they took me on back. And what I had said, I just told them, I said, this is this. I think I'm almost positive I have a hot appendix, but I don't really know how hot it is, but I know that it is, I don't know how close it was to rupturing, but I knew that it had escalated from when all of that had first started. And they did the test, and I remember the doctor coming in there, and we going to do this, young lady, and we going to do, and I knew what he was going to do, and he just started pushing down. It's a way you do it. And this is my charger cord. I need to hook this thing up. Push down, and then when you come back up, that's when the pain starts. And that's called rebound tenderness. So when he did that, I'm like, okay, all in, he going in, and you just lay here and let it do what it do. So when it's one thing when you pushing on yourself, it's another thing when somebody else is pushing on you. And so he did that. And when he came and brought them big old bare hands up off me, I mean, that pain, I was just like that. And I was just like, if we was on the street corner and on a dark street, you would be punched right now, because it was that intense. And things happened just like I said. I now have a scar that was supposed to be 2 little laparoscopic, 3/4 to 1 inch incisions. I have a cut that is from here all the way down to here. It looks like a smile. I see it every day. It's a reminder of my stupidity, and also it is a reminder of God's grace and his mercy for when people is acting special, because that could have went really, 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 really wrong. Okay, I thought about rebound tenderness, and what got downloaded to me was about how we have pressure on us from people that a lot of times don't mean you well. They just putting pressure on you. You have people that hang around you and cause you angst and anger and stuff like that because of several different reasons. Sometimes it's what they can get out of you. Sometimes it's for, just to be a nuisance. Sometimes it's to block you because they got problems with themselves and they want everybody else to feel the same negativity and crazy that they do. It can go on and on. I mean, as many, the devil got a scroll that he unrolls every day, and he just go down the list and he just tweaks the people that he know that he can work with, okay? And he's very good at his job. And for those that allow themselves to be used by him and used of him, I should say, it is one of those situations where we that believe in God through Jesus Christ have to rise above. But when you coming out of this thing, this is the thing where rebound tenderness comes in. When the pressure's on, you be in it long enough, you just kind of get used to it. You know what this person is about. And we have a tendency, or I should say that I have had a tendency. Let me not put that on other people because everybody don't have this. Where you want to give people the benefit of the doubt. And you want to do this and you want to do that. And, I could just do this and I can just love them into this and I'm going to listen to what they're saying. But what we sometimes fail to remember is when the Holy Spirit tell you to stop, jump off the train, exit here, turn left and let the rest of the stuff be going straight, it is to your best interest to jump off the train, turn left if he tell you to turn left, activate the pulley on the parachute, whatever it is. Because the word even tells us that whenever we have a negative situation, God always provides a way of escape. Now, do we take it all the time? No. And we pay the price for it when we are not hearkening, listening to what he is saying. So that rebound tenderness thing is the hurt that comes to me when you linger in something too long. It's a sign that lets you know, because the pain ain't with the pressure. When you go in like this, it's a pressure you put on, and it's an even pressure. And as long as that hand stays there, you ain't gonna feel the pain. It's the release of the situation, and then that's when the pain comes in. The pressure comes out. And for me, it has been when I let things and people go. There is a pain that comes, and I almost liken it to a death, especially for these long-term relationships that I have had, that I have had to, just pull back from and just say that, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And so this morning when he was talking to me about rebound tenderness, brought the definition back to me, reminded me about it, made me look at this cut. I look at the cut every day, but today the cut had even more significance than it normally does. Okay, then? And so I'm just looking, and I just said, well, you know what? There are a lot of verses about how our love walk is supposed to be. If you read 1 Corinthians, that whole 13th chapter is called the love walk. If you in a situation where you kind of, like I said, in that tenderness part where it's like this thing is done, it's a done deal, but you're still having some feelings, and stuff. We have to get out of our feelings. And we need to also understand that, in Psalms 30:5, it says that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Now, don't put your 24-hour period. That's our time situation for us. Sometimes you do cry more than a 24-hour man, day. But you got to know that the rest of the verse is joy cometh in the morning, and it's a choice. I think for me to stop weeping and bemoaning situations and the loss of this and that and other, because with the joy, it's coming from God, number one. And then with the joy comes strength. When we joy in him, our strength is improved. And then when that situation presents itself, or you got other things lined up over here that is just like this situation that you bemoaning and going on, and you just got the joy for, you get strength to deal with this other stuff. And it's just like anything else. Once you do it and you get practice with it, you get your hearing gets more attuned to what God is telling you. Leave that alone. Stop that. That's not for you. You've done everything you need to do in this situation. And it comes a time when you have to literally shake it off. You got to get that dust off them shoes. You got to buff them bad boys up, and you got to keep on walking. In the case of my Chuck Taylors, I'll wipe them down. But I'm just saying, whatever you need to do, you need to do that. It is, there's some other verses, and Romans 12:9 talks about, letting your love be without dissimulation. We do need to love people unconditionally. And there are different ways to love people, but we're not supposed to love them to a point where their behaviors and activities begin to affect our Christian walk and our relationship with God, and that brought us, and that is keeping us. We don't get all off into that. I don't. Let me put it, and stop making we, because I don't know what people do. Then when you start reading and you get over there into Ephesians 4:31, I want to say, let all bitterness, wrath, anger, and what is it? And slander. I can't even pull it all up, but read Ephesians 4:31. You'll get it. Those are things we just need to let go and don't even be doing it. When it get to the point where that's all you can do is be mad with the person and be bitter with them and all that, that's a clear sign that you need to hunker yourself down and ask the God, ask the Lord, what do I need to do in this situation? He gonna tell you. And then you need to be prepared and willing to do what he tell you to do. Ain't nothing worse than somebody asking you something and then to me, it's called wasting my time about what I need to do about something, and then they turn around and do the polar opposite. Okay? I don't need to say no more. And that's all I got, y'all. I'm going to shut my mouth. This is what I'm going to do today, and this is what I do every day. And I'm practicing it more and more. Keeping calm and trusting God. He know everything, and I know very little, as when I put what I know up against what he know. So I need to dance with the one that brung me. Y'all have a good day. Toodles.